Textiles crafted by humans are an integral part of our history. They're part of some of the oldest and most respected art traditions worldwide. Our fabrics have kept us warm, helped us figure out who we are, and given us a way to express ourselves through time. But do you know how it all began? With the delicate yet strong hands of skilled craftsmen. Hand-woven textiles are authentic works of art, the result of craftsmanship that has been passed down from generation to generation. Behind each piece lies a fascinating story of tradition, symbolism, and a profound connection to the cultural roots of ancestral peoples. At the core, handmade fabrics are the result of a careful process where every move of the weaver shows their skill. From picking out threads to creating detailed patterns only skilled hands can manage. Each bit speaks to the care and passion poured into it. It's no wonder these pieces can fetch sky-high prices. But where does this tradition come from? Well, that's a bit of a tough one. Maybe it's simply because people needed to cover up, or maybe it's because they got inspired playing with threads. Weaving is done all around the world, but pinpointing its origin? That's tricky. Fabrics don't stick around too well, but we do know from ancient art that people were weaving ages ago. We found evidence of humans weaving plant fibers into baskets in Israel 23,000 years ago. It's likely these skills evolved into making textiles with plants. There's even a site in the Czech Republic, Dolní Věstonice, where we found possible traces of textiles dating back 26,000 years. Most of what we know about early textile making comes from the time after people started farming and settling down in villages for good. Some of the earliest settlements, like the ancient Turkish site of Çatalhöyük, which dates back at least 9,000 years, shows signs that people were making textiles. As these settlements got more advanced, so did their technology. Around 5000 BCE, we started finding tools called spindles, which were used to turn fibers into yarn. Spindles are pretty common finds in ancient cities all over the world, suggesting that making fabric was a big deal back then. Some experts even think that round spindles might have been part of what inspired the invention of the wheel. After that, human societies figured out how to make looms, which are the big frames used to weave fabric. We've found evidence of looms in ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, Mesoamerica, Greece, and lots of other places. Each society had its own way of doing things, depending on what materials they had handy. Egyptians, for instance, liked using linen made from flax seeds, while the Chinese were masters at weaving silk. Over time, weavers got better at their craft, coming up with new fabrics and cool designs. By the 12th century, weaving became a job in Europe, and big markets popped up for buying and selling textiles. Then, in the 18th century, when the Industrial Revolution hit, they started using steam-powered looms. Even though machines started taking over, one thing remained true. There's something special about a skilled weaver that no machine can match. And while the demand for skilled weavers went up as they became rarer, since way back, kings and nobles have loved these fabrics for their quality and beauty. They'd use the fanciest fabrics for themselves, even weaving in gold and silver to make them extra fancy. Tapestries were also a big deal, showing off wealth and keeping castle walls warm. And it wasn't just kings anymore. Even the church wanted the best weavers to make fancy clothes and textiles. These pieces were all about luxury and showing off. This idea has really caught on in the world of high fashion, which has come to appreciate the incredible value of this age-old craftsmanship. In the later years of the 20th century, many young designers wanted to bring back old-school techniques to jazz up their collections. They mixed these traditional methods and designs with new materials, giving birth to fresh styles that fit the modern vibe. Some standout designers, like Alexander McQueen, completely revamped the game by using techniques like featherwork or embroidery. They showed off a deep understanding of textile methods and fabrics, something that's always been key in top-notch fashion. Chanel and Dior are also known to blow everyone away on the runway with their hand-embroidered masterpieces from time to time. But really, at the core of all this fashion frenzy are the artisans. While craftsmanship used to be a handed-down trade passed through families, nowadays it's more about passion. With a market that values creativity, innovation, and design, artisans have the freedom to create like never before. Of course, making these pieces requires a good understanding of natural fibers and knowing how to weave them just right. Fabrics like cotton, wool, linen, silk, or fibers from plants or animals are carefully stretched and woven together to create stunning effects, like the light, airy feel of silk chiffon, bold patterns of ikat, or intricate textures of jacquard. But let's break it down a bit to understand the process better. So, the basic building block of woven fabric is yarn, which is made by spinning fibers together. Then these yarns are woven together in a pattern to make the fabric. The threads that go up and down are called warp, and the ones that go across are called weft. The look and feel of the fabric depend on how these threads are woven together. You can add more patterns and designs by using different colored yarns for the warp or weft. Now, how do we get those warp and weft threads to weave together? There are a bunch of techniques, but one of the oldest is finger weaving, where you literally weave the threads by hand. Doing it by hand takes a lot of time and effort. A weaver can spend anywhere from 18 to 16 days, or even several months, weaving just 5 meters of fabric. That's why hand-woven fabric can be pretty pricey compared to machine-made stuff. And getting the patterns just right takes a lot of skill and attention to detail, especially if you're using dyed yarns to make designs. Skilled manual weavers who can do this are getting harder to find these days. But hand-woven fabrics are simply stunning. A skilled hand weaver can make fabrics with beautiful patterns that no machine can copy. This means you can add unique designs and prints to the fabric. Hand-woven textiles also have a lovely, one-of-a-kind texture, with small imperfections that people who love handcrafted fabric actually appreciate. And in today's world, where caring about the environment and being socially responsible are becoming more and more important, hand-woven textiles are seen as a way to do things ethically and sustainably. These fabrics, made by artisans from ancient communities, offer an eco-friendly option rooted in deep cultural traditions. Fashion brands that truly understand should realize how valuable these unique pieces are. These partnerships aren't just about money. They're about supporting ancient traditions and helping communities in need. Crafting traditions passed down through generations are a living example of sustainability. Every move of the wearer, every carefully woven thread shows love and respect for the environment and our ancestors. These textiles aren't just about fashion. They're about ethical principles and celebrating the connection between humans and nature. In a world becoming more industrialized, hand-woven textiles keep us connected to our humanity. They remind us of the beauty our own hands can create. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more insights into the world of fashion and luxury.